Good morning. Welcome to Fallawsophy. I'm your host, Jennifer Fallaw Doering, and yes, I am hot mess today. I do have a band-aid on my chin. The way that happened was right before the show, and it was so clumsy, embarrassing, I don't even want to talk about it. All right? Ignore that. Okay? There is a band-aid on the chin. So this is going to be real short this morning. I'm book solid all day, and I've got to get time to get in and get some emails done before I start with the readings. A little stressed out about that. So please be patient with me. As the following grows, so does the emails, and I'd have somebody do it for me, but they just asked me what to say anyway. So I got to get to that. Okay. How do I say this without saying this? Now okay. So most of the time, when I give you gentel, it's from the divine, God, Jesus, archangels. I signed up to be Jesus' disciple, and I take it very seriously, and that's where I get all my information. That's what I try to do. So you guys have become very good at reading between the lines. So let's just say, hypothetically, if I were to know a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy, and received word from the first guy that someone that they all knew, who was considered kind of a broker, received or had his meeting, he knows what he's going to get, and he knows when, as someone who works in the industry. So it's different for him, but was told that income would be coming Wednesday or Thursday, within 48 hours. Interesting that the gentel this week had that wording in it. Is it there that I put the... Yep, it's right there. So hypothetically, it's happening. Okay. Everybody remain calm. Remain calm. Just remain calm. Because, hypothetically, if I were to hear something like that, and it were to come from a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy, we would just have to remain calm and wait to see what happens. Awfully coincidental that that could line up with gentel that I put out yesterday. And for those of you who didn't get the gentel yesterday on Real News Live with Mike Barra, on Real News Live with Mike and Jen on Rumble, let's go over it, shall we? Okay, so this is interdimensional hang on, banner. I really need a producer for this show. Me and Susan Gratz are used to having someone produce for us or producing for somebody else. No, that's not it, Jen. There it is. Okay. We don't think about all this little stuff. I should really have Susan produce for me, but she's probably busy. Okay. Interdimensional meditation for 6/10/24. Review if you heard it before. Yesterday I got this by Jennifer Fallaw Doering, RV News. Archangel Gabriel says, I asked, have bondholders been paid 1%? He said, not yet complete, waiting for 1% to become available or fund. Time is the only delay. Transaction speed. Should receive confirmation of receipt within 48 hours. How good is that? I mean, I think that's good. I think that's pretty good. I'll try to toot my own horn, but pretty satisfied with that. Estimated timeline for notifications for Tier 4B is sometime within a week. Best timing, 1 to 3 days. That was Monday. That would be Wednesday or Thursday, depending on whether they counted Monday. Some notifications have been sent out in other countries. The in the news part is protests and violent behavior will increase this week. So be careful when going to large crowds, walking up to protests, anything else. You just don't want to view that stuff from way far away. Don't get involved. All right. So, well, let's think about it. Now, hypothetically, if there was a guy who was waiting to hear about his commission for doing a job, would the clients receive their money first? Yeah. And what does that tell us? That the bonds have been processed and everybody's getting paid on that tier. That's what I think. Okay. So we get this divine information. And before that, Jen tells before that, if you want to go to Jennifer Fallaw Doering on Telegram, there's a list of all the Jen tells in order and the shows. You want to go back. I've been telling you for a while that that's happening. I think we just got confirmation, hypothetically, if this really happened, that it is. And what does that mean? Yay! That's what that means. Okay, everybody everybody take a deep breath. Don't get too excited. All right. Then, let's talk about the boulevard. When I was asked on Real News Live, I remember the moment, what the boulevard rate would be for 1 million Sobrano, like the tan one, because that's what I saw in my mind was that one. So I assumed it was for 1 million. In my mind, did not hear it. I saw 375,000. No. Everybody who receives divine guidance or psychic information knows that it's not always exact. You can miss a zero. You can miss a zero. Now, hypothetically, let's say I knew a guy, and through the grapevine, if I were to hear today that I was off on that, I might have missed a zero. Don't count the zeros for cents, okay? It might not be 375,000 per million. It might be 3,750,000 per million. So for all of you that only have Boulevard from CBD Gurus, thank you, CBD Gurus. So let's not get too excited, all right? I could have missed a zero, is what I'm telling you today, without telling you anything. And let's say I had heard that through the grapevine today, logically you would ask about the legitimacy of that contact. And knowing me, of course I would. And I'm very hard to impress when it comes to contacts. I don't listen to everybody. So there may be a chance that I missed a zero. Think about it. See it in your mind right now. 375000. I didn't see the commas. I had 2 seconds to answer the question. But all this time I'm thinking, okay, so it's probably like 37.5 cents. That's awesome. I mean, and then I started, doubting. I'm like, well, what if it's like 0.375, 0.0375, or was 0.00375? I'm like, either way, still good. I don't care. And then I told you guys that one time about how you streamed about the lottery, and had babies. Started when I had babies, and I was just like, oh my God, life is hard. And I'm like, no, let's not stress out. Let's just take a moment and drift off in thought and think about all the things that you would do if you won the lottery years and years ago. At least 20 years ago. And all I could ever think of really was how I would take care of everybody else. Because for me, that is heaven, to know that everybody else is happy and that, taken care of, that they don't have to worry. They're not going to go under. Everybody's okay. And we could actually enjoy our life. And so years later, so all those years, whenever I get stressed out, I'm like, oh, let's think about the lottery. Let's distract ourselves from the situation. I don't need to have anxiety attacks or anything. A little bit of emotion control. And one time, I asked Archangel Michael in meditation, I was like, this lottery dream of mine, is that's valid in any way? I mean, is that really going to happen? He goes, I can't remember if the term was bigger or more. Bigger. It's bigger than you ever imagined. And then he smiled at me. And I'm like, well, I imagine a lot. Okay. Big dreamer over here. I can imagine a lot. But when we're talking about, see how things come full circle with me? A little bit of information over the years comes full circle, and you're like, oh, let's see if that happens. So hypothetically, sometimes things are like that. Let's say I had a friend who I did a podcast with. And he was waiting for word on something so that he would know that this is 100% legitimate and happening. That friend's going to be really happy today. So I don't know most time if I hear anything from anybody, I keep it to myself. I don't say anything. I don't get a lot of outside, unless outside of the divine, information. So hypothetically, if I did, I would probably try to say that in a way that where you could say something without saying something. I mean, this is real. This is happening. Okay, this is happening. All right, it's happening. And can you imagine if that were true? If we found out that I missed a zero? what the hell are we going to do with all that? I'm like, so I did ask the angels today. Hypothetically, I said, well, let's say this happened. Okay? Why would that be? Say I missed a zero. I mean, how could that be possible? Well, I screw up all the time. I mean, that's absolutely possible. But like I have a Band-Aid on my chin right now, right before I'm going to go on a podcast, because I'm like one of the most clumsiest people you've ever met in your entire life. Sometimes I'm brilliant, sometimes I'm just like ridiculous, okay? So I asked Michael, Archangel Michael. All right. I said, if that were true about the boulevard rate, I'm just going to say it. Okay, so I asked Archangel Michael if it is true about the boulevard rate. Okay. He said it is a higher rate than expected because the release of restriction on hidden riches underground. The way he explained it, that something has been lifted and the soil is there's more riches in the soil than what was reported. Okay, so let's say if it's oil. He talked about minerals and gems and oil and all kinds of things, okay? He said that the numbers on that were actually lower than they should be. And when the restrictions are lifted and the true numbers come out, and because of the records of and the testing and everything else that was done to know what the country actually has comes to the surface, that's why the rate is higher than expected. So pretty sure some other country, or maybe even their government, has had their hands on the numbers reporting, or central banks, whatever. I don't know how the whole thing works. How rich in these resources that country actually is. It's like 10 times higher than reported. I mean, it's a lot. So something happened. And let's say the guy who knew a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy, and that guy was like in Parliament and actually knew this. Of course, he of course would never be able to tell anybody that. But when I asked the angels, I asked for truth. So let's keep an eye out for that kind of situation. I have a feeling that might just happen in a lot of places. And I don't know how else to say all of that, but so in a nutshell, I'd have a lot of billionaires. Thank you, CBD gurus. And if that happens, I think you should all get on over to CBD Gurus if that's where you got your boulevard. A whole crap load of stuff. I'm sure they'll be fine. But I'm having a good morning. Now, let's be rational, okay? Business as usual until it's not. Now, what if it's like, what was it? What if it was what I originally said? That's amazing. That's still an amazing rate. But if it was like if I missed a zero and it was like 3750 000, oh my god, I'm gonna spend the rest of my life as a little. I'm gonna have to like get like figure it out so nobody knows who I am. I'm gonna go around and give everybody money all the time. That's what I'm just gonna do. I could go to everywhere where I see everybody with babies and kids and struggling and stuff. And I'm, oh, here you drop this, and I'm totally doing that. Totally doing that. Or I'm gonna go to like the elementary schools and give the principal like $1,000 gift card for every parent and have her send it out. That's what I'll do. And then, stuff like that. So I don't really have any big plans right away other than setting up the family. Really don't know what I want for myself. Houses, probably. But I like to dream about it. I'm even on Zillow looking for the kid's house. Oh, that one's good. But then it's like I never know how much it's going to be. So I'm like, well, probably don't want them to stick out too much. We'll start out with like, middle class house. Let's just find a middle class house, It's my favorite thing to do. Just to think about it. But I would say today that we are on track with the Gentile timeline. I have not seen or heard or gotten any information or anything to screw it up. And if there are people, hypothetically, that are about to get their commission for bond work, then bond people got their money. And you're not going to hear about it. So, take it out with a grain of salt. Let's just have a lovely day. I mean, how awesome is this? How awesome is this to get to this place finally? I mean, come on. How awesome is that? If that were true. Yep. Don't even care that I embarrassingly was so clumsy that I actually cut my chin right before I went live. Don't even care. The toe is better though. My gosh. Whoever told me to put arnica on it when I broke the pinky toe on the dog because I hit the dog's leg when I was walking to the bathroom in the morning in the dark. That's the kind of stuff I do. Good at it. I'm really good at it. But I've never really broken a bone, so it probably just sprained it pretty bad. But the arnica took the bruising away in 2 days. I mean, it was ugly bad. It was ugly. And I was like, yeah, I hope that doesn't fall off, like that looks pretty bad. I don't care. It's better. The arnica took the bruising away. I mean, the thing is healed fast. Yeah, probably fracture or something. I did hear a snap. And I was like, yeah, that's not good. I have this big male black lab what he loves to, I don't know why he does this. I don't know if he's guarding me. He's my shadow. He follows me everywhere. And so I get up in the morning, he's laying by the bed. He'll walk to the door, in front of me. And then his back, he just like goes stiff. His back legs, puts his back legs out stiff. And so I'm like, It stops right there, and so I'm always dodging a dog wherever I go in the house because we live in Idaho and they can't be outside all the time, and the old one barks. I need to move somewhere warm where I can have everybody in a barn or something outside. Um, so he stands in front of me with these stiff legs, and I'm walking to the bathroom, and I thought I just clipped the ankle, and it like went right in between, the pinky toe and the next one, and I heard this snap, and I'm like, I haven't even had my coffee yet, you know. Um, so that's getting better. That was, almost a week ago. But I wake up every morning lately, and then I'm thinking, what happened? Did it happen yet? Is it there? And you know, I'm not going to talk about worst case scenarios right now because I don't really feel that. I mean, I like feel this is real. I mean, this is real. This is happening. I mean, it's like this is happening. And what time are we at? All right, I got to get going in a few minutes. And lately, this is cool. So my husband Brett, state of Washington, and he's very responsible, works for the union, all that. So when he set up child support for his kids, the state of Washington takes it out automatically. It's a thing that they do. That's what he told me. Never, missed a payment or anything. It wasn't because of that. So when we were done with Ethan, which was in 21, we were done. We did get some kind of refund. Oh, overpayment for this year. Here you go. A couple $100. The other day, I got a check in the mail from Washington Social Services Department, whatever. Health and Social Services. And said, this is a check, like $300 check. This is a check for overpayment. And then to his ex-wife's name. And I'm like, 3 years later? I mean, are we that far behind on the books? Because they usually would send us like overpayment, like every 6 months or every year or something like that. Then I started hearing other reports of people being notified from old places that they don't even deal with anymore of money on their books for them. And it was now, what are the chances that within my own chat group and myself personally, I've heard at least 4 or 5 stories of that in the last, since the weekend? Maybe it was, I don't know. Let's say within the last week. What are the chances that everybody that happened to are in my chat group? Very slim. Just in that group of people, we had that many receiving some kind of weird refund like that. So what I think's going on is I think this is part of Nasara. I think there's something where they have to audit their books. So it was more like, retirement funds. It was, government agencies. It was investment agencies, things like that. Now, do they start with the government and audit those books and return any monies that are owed in dollars to people? I mean, I don't really know exactly what to call it. But yeah, that's what I think's going on. Because years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, they asked me, well, how will we know when Jasara is starting? How will we know when it's happening? And what did I say? I got that we'll start to hear these weird reports of people getting refunds, checks in the mail. What's happening right now? That. And it's not just, oh, hey, I got a check in the mail for, because I sold my house and here's the rest of my escrow account. That's normal stuff. It's not that. This is things from a long time ago. Okay, so what I think is going to happen next is the interest payments will start coming back. I always saw those now. Okay, a couple years gone by and I was off. I was off on a year. Just like I could have been off. I'm missing a zero. Okay? It's not an exact science. But I saw people getting interest refund checks in the fall. Everybody's waiting for something to hit them in the face. Somebody to come out and say, I got my money and it's happening. Well, we all know that and are prepared for the time where we can't tell people that. So why would you think that? Right? It's going to be through the grapevine some way. Okay? And then you'll have to trust those sources. But if you just take a look around of this, all these agencies suddenly just want to give you the money that's owed to you? No. That's happening. We see signs of Nasara Jasara everywhere. Everybody that's signed up for BRICS, oh yeah, the BRICS, yeah. Are you serious? That's not normal, okay? Now we're really going to know if unemployment sends back all the money that they screwed people out of, because there's a lot of it. I remember when we first, I think it was COVID or something, they sent us a letter to the house saying that they need to, and called us saying they need to verify my husband's identity. And I'm like thinking, well, you sent something to my address and called and sent emails, and we responded to all of those, and still they held the funds for 10 weeks. And it's a good thing that mom was kind of smart. So I just made more money. But that was hard. That was tough. That was a tough 10 weeks there. I was just like, I get a little nervous. But they did eventually give it back to him. But there were times when, so many times over there with a union job, he's never really unemployed, but there's time in between jobs. One government job ends and they're waiting for the next one to start. It's usually a school or a fire station or whatever. And oh my God, they are sucking money out of the government with that stuff. Ridiculous. But there were many times where he's like, I didn't get my money for that week, and it wasn't a waiting week. So keep an eye out for checks from unemployment. And if you get some, I want to hear about it. And anybody who gets refunds, you don't have to give your specific details, but go to, it's in the comments of this show, the links to my channels on Telegram and my chat group. There's an invite link there, and to my website. Keep an eye out on refunds coming back to people. We also, especially at this critical time, because we are moving forward on this. We're just waiting for the notification. Okay, now if they want to wait, if they send that out immediately, I don't know. Imminent. Okay. We all want to keep an eye out for protests and violent behavior, people gathering. You don't want to get stuck in the middle of that. Okay, if you're driving and you see a whole bunch of protests, oh, isn't this cool? Look at them. They're all patriots. No. Reroute, turn around, drive over the sidewalk, and go a different way. I don't care. Stay away from it. We have not come this far to get taken out by some tripper with an ATM card getting paid to do this, okay? We don't need that. We're going to make it to the glory days, and that's what we're going to do next. Isn't that exciting? I'm serious. I'm serious. I mean, I've never been more serious about that. This is fun. This is going to be fun. Now, if we can't talk to each other, especially me, okay, and I'm pretty good at keeping a secret. I came out here to say this stuff because I was just thinking, hypothetically, if I were to know something like that, you would want to know. And it was very important to help you all keep going. So do with it what you will. Most of the time, people tell me something, I don't say anything. But if we get to a time where we cannot talk about it, was because let's say we know what the conversion rate will be from the fiat dollar to the gold backed dollar, or we know when that's happening, or any other reason, well, I'm just going to have to take a nice big break. Kind of looking forward to that. I'm not going to lie. Kind of looking forward to that. But I won't be able to do readings and shows and everything until such time as they tell me, yeah, you're cool. Which is okay because we'll all be pretty busy having a bunch of fun. Yeah. So we'll just plan. If that happens, then from me, what I'll say is, take a little vacation, and I'll meet you back here such date. Okay? But when a lot of people, they don't ask enough questions. So what if I get presented, I'm going to read every damn word of that NDA, and then I'm going to ask a bunch of questions because I can't help myself and I want to know. And I'm going to say, well, this is what I do for a living, and what do you think about that? And they'll say, Jennifer, I think that you should go buy a house on the lake and stay there for 90 days. I'll say, okay, thank you very much. That's a good idea. I think I'll do that. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. I gave you what I got. Today, I do have to get going. I'm just so stressed out about all these emails, and I'm book solid. I got 45 minutes to get to people. And I was trying to do it last night, but then I fell asleep. Like, damn it. Now I have to do it in the morning. And then I was talking to people this morning. And maybe. And anyway, just be patient with me. I haven't scheduled anybody for the Saturday readings yet. So if you emailed me, you're on the list. I'm going to go one after another. We'll get you scheduled for that. Let's talk about that for a second before I go. I really can't. I don't have time to respond to you today. Right now, I took care of the kids, the girls' situation with their cars, and finally got them in new cars. And I was like, oh, now I don't have to worry about anything with the girls' cars. They're on warranty. Isn't that great? They got new tires. Well, then the son came over. And his Dodge Dart, the tires are ridiculous. And so he wouldn't ask for anything. I said, what the hell is that? Let's go. And there's all kinds of other stuff that he needs. And I'm like, well, I can't do it for the girls and not for you. And I'm hoping, first thing I'm doing, all right, is everybody's going to have a reliable vehicle, no more than, brand new. I don't care. Brand new. And money in the bank. And either way. So I decided, well, don't worry about it. I'll just work Saturday. So that's what we're doing. And then I'm like, okay, it's Father's Day weekend. Oh, yeah, we could have Father's Day, a sale on 15-minute readings for Father's Day gifts. So at jenniferfallaw.com right now, the special is a 15-minute reading. Now, I can't book it this Saturday, the day before Father's Day, or you can do it after, or you can just give them a gift card. Okay? Or you can get it for yourself and it doesn't have to be for Father's Day. But that's the promotion, right? 15-minute reading for $49. I'm really quick. Think about how many questions I answer in 15 minutes on the show. So you will get your money's worth. Um, that is on sale right now. If you purchased some, we did have a few people that purchased some. You know, I'll get you in the order receipt and I'll get you on there. I'll get you scheduled. Today, I'm only going to have time to get in there. All right, all right. You know what? I'm going to have to do it tonight. I'm just going to have to do it tonight. So be patient with me. I really do need some kind of secretary or something. But, you know, who can answer the questions but me? I'm kind of looking forward to that 90-day. Yeah. Now, don't like not come to me or purchase stuff because, you know, mom has to make a living. Okay. Because I'm stressed out about the emails. I whip it out, I get it done, and then I'm not stressed anymore. And then I get hit with a bunch of them, and then I get stressed again, and then I get it done. And so that's just who I am. All right. This is the way it goes. Somebody keeps texting me. All right. I don't think I have any much more than that. So 15 minutes on sale, $49. That is, it's a great time to pick those up throughout the year. You can keep, I don't care if they say Father's Day on them, you can use it for yourself or anybody. Pick it up, and you can even request in the email, hey, can you just put a 15, give me ones that don't say Father's Day on them so I can give them out for birthday gifts or use them throughout the year. If you're going to get multiples of those, use the love button on my website and just put in the total amount, then email me, tell me what you did. And then when I answer that email, I send you the gift cards right there. It's a picture. You can send it any way. The instructions are on the card. You buy it, you send it any way you can send a picture, you're done. They contact me to schedule. Okay? Except for the Saturday readings that we're doing this Saturday. We will schedule those right away. You can schedule those. I'll be working on that. Okay. Side note, I've had this interestingly enough, I haven't bought any currency in a long time. And the other day, you know, the 100 million Boulevard, the purple ones? Somebody sent me one. Thank you very much. And I'm like, what is this? And they're like, that's 100 million. I'm like, shut up. Is it? So I just went in and bought some of those the other day. Thinking, just felt compelled to do so. And then we hypothetically might have got news about this today. That's how I do it. You know, I'm the person that like is always carrying the big purse because I'm at home and I'm thinking, we might need butterfly bandages, and I'm going to put those in my purse. Or we might need this, and I'm going to put that. And somebody, something happens. Somebody's like, "Do you have butterfly bandages?" Yes, I do. It's in the purse. I have it right here. And they're like, "Why do you always have everything in your purse?" And I'm like, I don't know. Just get an idea. Like, well, that's good to have. I should have that. And I don't know why. And then the situation arises, like, do you have an extra pair of socks? And I'm like, well, yes, I do. It's in the purse. I've always been that way. You should have seen me with the diaper bags. So I do things like that, and I don't really know why. And then something happens, and I know why. And so all of those things lining up together, my personal experiences, things that I could have hypothetically heard, the Gentel is lining up in a most amazing way to support Nasara Jasara, to support the RV, to support the fact that the bonds have been paid, to support the fact that the next step is to get notifications. I mean, we are there. I mean, this is happening. I mean, yeah, I've been saying it's real and all this stuff for all this time, but like you say those things, and then it's kind of like before you have a baby, you're like, yeah, I'm having a baby. Yeah, I know there's a baby in there. Yeah, it's gonna come out. But then they hand it to you, and you're like, holy crap, I have a baby. Oh my god, what do I do with this thing now? That's how I acted when it happened. I was like, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna make everything okay for you forevermore. And so now that this happens, my god, I just have to do it in a way for the kids so that they don't like sit around and do nothing for the rest of their life. But who wants to do that? That's boring. It's probably not going to happen. I have to do it in a way where I can pull it back if they become like, get in with the wrong crowd or end up doing drugs or become alcoholics or something. Gotta have some kind of, just so they don't hurt themselves. Like my brother, I always worry about my brother when he gets money because he's going to get something fast. As soon as my brother got a motorcycle, he got in an accident. As soon as he got a fast car, got in an accident. Like, just please don't get anything too fast, okay? Just let's all. I want him to live. We need to live to enjoy this. So let's not get too excited. But I'm telling you right now, is there a possible timeline where this isn't real and this won't happen and all that stuff? Not anymore. Not anymore. No. It's inevitable. So enjoy your day. Okay? All right. Well, I got to go. Busy, busy, busy. Have a good day. Share this show. I don't know, if I explained it right or not right or how that came out, but you get the gist of things, right? All right. I love you all. Have a lovely day. I get to my damn it. Susan, you need to produce my show. Tired of this. All right, there it is. Bye.